I'm driving in the car with my kids, and this thing literally just fell off.
Erica to leave me stuck here for over 25 minutes. Look at this. This will not come out of my car.
There has been an ongoing debate on my channel that new cars are not only better, but more reliable than used cars. And today, I'm going to be proving that wrong. This is now like the third episode we'd made this year covering the new car insanity that's going on and the delusion that people have. And more specifically, we're going to be looking at how new cars are literally falling apart just a couple months after ownership. So if you guys happen to own a new car or you have a used car, please share your stories and help us settle this debate down in the comment section below. Otherwise, let's get right into today's episode.
Okay, so I just got this car 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. It's a brand new car. I brought it in for service on Monday because none of the buttons on the steering wheel were working, which was very concerning. But I'm like, fine, they fixed it. I'm driving in the car with my kids, and this thing literally just fell off as I was making a turn. I am in the car with my children. This is unacceptable.
I mean, I'm going to say that's hysterical that the airbag fell into her lap, but from the more I'd read, it was more so user error, like the tech didn't install it properly at the dealership when they were putting it back together. But that doesn't discredit the fact that the Jeep had the buttons fail on it on a brand new car. Let's not glance over that. That is the main reason why she did bring it in. And I wanted to read a couple of the comments that were left on that video, and you can see here the top one is your first problem. It's a Jeep. And funny enough, we're going to see more and more videos, apparently, of Jeeps constantly failing, which tells you a little something about the reliability of Jeeps and whether or not you should be purchasing their vehicles. Next comment says, you're brave as hell sitting there and touching that. And I'll be honest, I really like working on cars. For those that don't know, I do have a second channel where I do DIY stuff and I like to rebuild total cars. And typically, messing around with the airbag isn't like the worst thing to do. I know that sounds crazy. It's definitely up there in regards to safety, but you have crash sensors on the front of your vehicle, and only when those things get whacked would that ideally set off an airbag, or she messes with those wires or unplugs them, would she have an issue. But otherwise, it's not like the end of the world here. Oh, turn it off. That sounded like it didn't have any oil in it, like metal on metal or a spun bearing or something. That was terrible. Oh my gosh, did you hear that? Again, I'm starting to notice a pattern here. That's 2 for 2 on American-made vehicles. Now, it's not to say that other, car companies don't have their own slew of problems that come out. And that's why I always say do not buy new cars because you are the guinea pig. Typically, when these car companies throw a vehicle on the market, they don't know the problems themselves because it's a brand new platform. They just made the car. The better way to be buying new cars to you, that is buying a 2 to 3 year old car, because usually all the kinks and problems have been worked out and addressed by the previous owner because of the recalls that come out. All cars have recalls. Toyota, Honda, Mazda, Subaru, doesn't matter how reliable they are, they all have recalls. And usually, like I don't want to say facelift, but the second, third, fourth iteration of a car is usually better, and they fix the previous versions of it. So for example, let's say the new facelifted 2018 RAV4 came out and there were a couple problems. Well, they're not going to remake the car for another several years. So the 2019, 2020, 2021, maybe even 2022 version should fix the earlier problems that they had. And then when they facelift and completely revamp the car again, well, then you start over, and those are now going to have problems. And again, the next couple of years, they'll slowly address the problems that facelifted or a brand new car had to begin with.
My Ford Bronco is literally melting and I don't know what to do. Okay, if you currently own a Bronco or have been considering buying a Bronco, you should watch this video. So I drive a 2023 4-door Outer Banks Bronco, and as of tomorrow, I've officially had this car for 2 years. So my warranty covers 3 years or 30,000 miles, whichever one comes first, and I'm under 20,000 miles. The warranty will not cover this damage.
Okay, so this is the damage on my driver's side mirror of my car. You can clearly see the paint rippling and then 2 spots here on the grill. grill. So this is Ford saying that this is built up to their Ford Tough standards.
If you've had experience with this or this is happening to you, please let me know.
Ford Tough. That's hysterical. We've covered like warranties in the past, not just with cars, but almost everything nowadays. Everything is offering you that Allstate warranty at Home Depot, another Allstate protection warranty at Walmart and Target constantly. Even anything I buy at Harbor Freight, they're now offering a warranty as if they've planned whatever product I'm going to purchase to break right after the return period. And I've had it happen before. It's quite ironic if you ask me. But this is not the first time that I have heard somebody getting denied warranty work for whatever reason they may decide. It's rainy today. Oh, you didn't tighten your lug nut to the proper 96.4 foot-pounds or Newton meters and then a quarter turn. We're denying your warranty. It's ridiculous. Or they'll just come up with whatever reason they decide. And you, as a consumer, don't really have that many options because you are fighting a multi-billion-dollar company that has hundreds, if not thousands, of lawyers ready for a lawsuit. And you don't. You are just a typical 9-to-5 employee with a family that just doesn't have time to be fighting those battles or the money, to be honest with you. So it really backs you into a corner and puts you at the mercy of these massive companies. So here's a comment somebody left on a previous episode on the channel. And if you guys want to get featured in the next episode, please share your stories down in the comment section below. I got one of those third-party warranties that came with a used truck. I had an issue that was covered about 50 miles into owning it. First of all, no repair company would even look at it because of the third-party warranty. That's very interesting. Not worth their time. I found one who took pity on me and filled the claim after inspection. Then the warranty company wanted me to pay out of pocket for the part to be disassembled, which meant taking apart the rear axle drivetrain so they could see how it broke, and then they would come to reason to deny it, which would have cost just as much as getting the work done in the first place. Avoid those warranties if you buy a used car, and if one comes with your purchase, don't expect them to fix it even if it's covered. And I have heard these stories time and time and time again, specifically with cars, but I've heard it with other things too. But they are constantly trying to deny you. And honestly, they will fight you tooth and nail to even get stuff covered under warranty unless you have some sort of in at the dealership. I have worked at a exotic car rental dealership, and these dealerships were constantly trying to fight us and not cover warranty work that was within the manufacturer's warranty. I have a car and my sunroof started acting up. It wouldn't open, it would squeak. The rails were off and it wouldn't slide back all the way. And they were fighting me tooth and nail at the dealership. Oh, somebody put grease on here. Oh, there's not enough grease on this track. That's why it failed. We're not going to go blah, 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 blah. Oh my God. You know how I got it approved? I paid the service advisor like $40 cash under the table and said, thanks for looking at it, taking it in. And oh, would you look at that? The next day they said they were going to replace the entire sunroof. The only good thing about Hyundai right now, and I guess Kia, is the 10-year 100K mile warranty. You don't understand how many times people will justify buying a new car because of the warranty. And I think it is the biggest sham. I understand that, it is nice a little bit to have a warranty on your car, but doesn't that really tell you something? And I commented in part 2, I will show you how many people get denied and have problems with warranty. 10-year 100K is only for the original owner and it's not transferable. And that tells you, that their cars are junk. And then somebody goes, thinking it's a good thing they offer long warranties for their junk, maybe do some more research. And yeah, it's interesting. That is not a transferable warranty. And honestly, to sell you a car with tons of known problems and then to just say whatever and offer a warranty to fix the garbage that they're pushing out is honestly a horrible business practice and tells you all you need to know about that company. Only buying a car because something has a very long warranty should make you think a little deeper as to why they're actually offering it. You got to think when things are too good to be true, they probably are. Most companies don't offer a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty because it's pretty absurd. And you, as a consumer, should think and do a little more research into why a company might be offering something that isn't typically the norm in that sort of business.
I don't know what that was, honestly.
Do you see it, Alex?
Oh my gosh.
And it was like something just fell out the back of the car, and then our car started driving a little sideways. What happened?
The whole spring's hanging out.
Shut the fuck up.
The tire's rubbing. That's what the burning rubber is. Dead in the water. Like we can't move.
Brad!
Oh my gosh.
I really don't know.
Oh my God! How far away from home are we?
5 hours.
No.
5 hours away from home in their brand new, safe, reliable car that has now left them stranded on the side of the road. How convenient. There are so many people brainwashed to believe that only used cars break down, and that's why they will never buy a hoopty, because they don't want to get left stranded. Well, I hate to break it to you, it's not just hoopties. And typically, the only reason they break down is because somebody wasn't maintaining it properly. Wink, wink. Most people don't do that. New cars do it just as much, honestly, if not more, since cars are being made horrible and so quick and made to be disposable.
Oh my! Oh, so that's what was bopping down the road?
Can't drive our car home.
What?
And what's so funny is I took my car to fix this because it was a recall on the car. And it happened. So
Pray for me, baby. Pray for me.
And again, this is not the first time I've heard of this happening. It's just the first time I've actually seen somebody record it. Did you hear her say she brought her car in for recall work for that problem? And what a coincidence. After she got the work done, it still happens. Something like this has happened to me also. I had an airbag warning, a pods recall on my old Audi, and I never had the problem prior to getting the recall work done, but I thought, hey, safety, we should get it. The dealer was saying you really should. It's a safety thing. Well, I did it, and then a week and a half later, guess what? That pods recall came up on my car. The airbag warning kept popping up. Well, I bring it back to the dealer. They said, well, that's not our fault. We didn't touch the part that's actually failing. We only touched the wiring harness, not the sensor. So if you want us to fix it, it's going to cost $2,000. I said, are you out of your mind? Do you think I took the seat apart and meddled with the airbag sensor module? Are you out of your mind? That's how annoying the nuisance is with some of these new cars. Not to mention, I've heard stories from Jeep owners with Jeep Grand Cherokees where the springs have exploded out of their car, and I'm just in awe that I've actually found a video where it's happened to someone. Jeep equals just empty every pocket. Yeah, seriously. What are we now? 4 for 4 with American cars, and 3 of them happen to be Jeep or Chrysler or whatever that big company is. Stellantis. Never buy a Jeep, Dodge, or Ram product. Honestly, it's just so annoying at the end of the day to have to deal with problems on new cars. You just spent thousands of dollars on a new car, and now it has to sit in the shop and wait to be repaired. Not to mention, if they don't have the parts in stock, they're going to keep and hold your car for several months, and you're going to be out either driving a rental or their loaner car, which is hysterical because now I'm driving their loaner, which could be better, could be worse, while still making payments, because most people typically make payments on their new cars on a car that I'm not even driving. I'm driving their loaner car, but making payments on the one that's sitting in the shop waiting for repair. What a world people live in.
Come along with us to buy my dream mom car. We weren't sure if this was actually going to happen before our baby arrived because Nathan and I don't really like to buy new cars. We like to shop around and find a good deal. So on our way to look at the vehicle, we actually made a quick pit stop at the Toyota dealership. Nathan really wanted me to test drive one more SUV before we made the big decision to go with the one that we had in mind. So we test drove the Sequoia, and while the interior was beautiful, it just wasn't for me. So we left and headed straight over to look at this GMC Yukon Denali. Everything about it was exactly what I wanted. The interior was so beautiful. I loved the stitching on the seat. While I've always gotten cars that had a white exterior, I was kind of vibing with the black. So after both of us took it for a test drive, we decided it was perfect and would hold all of our babies so comfortably. Then it was time to go through the dreaded negotiation process, which Nathan had already done most of it over the phone with him, so I'm not sure why it took so many hours of waiting in this lobby. And by the time we actually ended up signing papers and headed on our way, I was so sick and nauseous from not eating for so long. I definitely should have brought snacks, so that was really my bad because obviously buying a car is a longer process. But regardless, Once everything was all said and done, we headed straight to get some food. While this baby is taking their sweet time to arrive, I feel so grateful that we were able to find the exact vehicle we wanted. And now we have plenty of space for our whole family.
I give it a month before that car ends up back in the dealership getting repaired because it's terrible. Look at these comments that somebody said. The way people choose style and stitching over reliability and quality is insane. It is. I'm honestly dumbfounded that this is how the vast majority and the overwhelming majority of people shop for cars. It blows my mind. I originally thought she was doing the right thing by checking out a Toyota, a reliable car with known reliability. And honestly, it looked beautiful. It looked phenomenal. But here she is now getting a GMC, which we just saw the past 5 videos. Horrible cars. Our 2024 GMC Yukon has been the worst. The transmission keeps going on. My brand new Yukon XL was the biggest piece of shit. Honda for life. I love these comments. You'll regret not getting the Toyota. Toyota's better. That GMC isn't made to last. You'll definitely be crying when that GMC breaks down. Toyota gang. Like I said, it's crazy. I'm glad that most people know this, but a lot of people don't. Don't hate me, but I was thinking about this the other day, and I truly believe that there are a lot of people, men and women, husband and wives, that one of them typically is like living in La La Land, like sunshine and rainbows. And the other one is doing, the bills, the upkeep, the maintenance, the nitty gritty. I almost think that they're in Disney, like one of the people in the relationship or the couple and their parents shelter them. I don't know. But most people are in Disneyland, and it's beautiful and it's clean and nice looking and warm and soft. But behind the scenes, it's dark, scary, mechanical, bunch of crazy, scary moving parts that they don't show you. It's like you're living in a fantasy and you're traveling along this path in Disneyland like most people do in car shop. Oh, this looks nice. Oh, look at the stitching. Ooh, I like white interior. Like, that's how people shop and buy things nowadays. They don't do any sort of external research or pay attention to what's behind the scenes actually making things work. So they'll buy a car because the stitching is nice or because it has cutesy buttons, and they don't actually think about anything more. Reliability, the engine, the inside, da-da-da-da-da. And then they end up getting screwed, a couple months later when the thing breaks down. That's how the overwhelming majority of people shop for stuff nowadays. Now, guys, what's even crazier than these new cars breaking down and being this unreliable? It's that more than 70% of you that watch my videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel. Let me remind you that subscribing to the channel is completely free, and it won't leave you stranded on the side of the road like these brand new cars are. All it does is let me know that you guys want to see more videos like this and that I should keep making more videos like this. So if it's not too much to ask, just give it a little tap down below.
When they take all your money, this is what they give you.
I don't know why some people swear by the dealership. I don't get it. They do it here in Florida. Like, there's a line out the door for people that live by taking their used cars that are out of warranty to the dealer for work on their cars, for brakes, for regular maintenance, for oil changes. It blows my mind. There is such an extreme markup when you bring your car to the dealer. It is out of control. Not only do they mark up like the labor and the service, but parts at the dealer, for the most part, are through the roof. $2,300 for a water pump. If he went to an independent Euro shop, it'd probably cost half that, to be honest with you. And if you had a little bit of elbow grease and you could do it yourself, you were a little bit in the DIY, you could probably do it for like $400 or $500. That's what I had to do when my water pump failed. Stupid. The dealer wanted $3,000. I did it for $500, but it's super annoying. But, you pay to play. That's what you get when you buy a German. I know. My Audi RS3, the water pump failed at 20,000 miles. Beautiful engineering. The VAG group still can't get it right with their water pumps, whether they're plastic or aluminum, but that's for another story here. Moving on, we have this comment that says, never ever take your car to a dealer or a mechanic you don't know unless you absolutely have to. They will either find or create problems for you to have fixed or have fixed later. It's a scam. I totally agree. The thing is, most employees at a lot of these mechanic shops, no offense, because I'm sure some of you are watching now, but I have had more bad experiences bringing to dealers and private and independent mechanics than I've had good ones. Constantly. Either I go in for an oil change and a week later I get low oil light because they didn't put enough oil, or they forget to put bolts back on my car at the dealership, and then I have to go back in and say, what are you guys doing? Sleeping on the job? It makes no sense. What you guys need to know is sometimes employees get paid for the job, so they want to cram the work in as fast as they can and get it in and out as fast as they can. They're not torquing things to spec. They're glancing over it. They don't care you're one of the 30 cars they're doing that day, and they never actually meet you, so they never get a personal bonding experience. You know what I'm saying? So it's very informal and, just on an assembly line, get it out. So that's why I agree with them. And that is what drove me to start working on cars myself. What once started with just oil changes became brakes, became coolant, became air filters. And now I'm doing much bigger jobs and I have the tools for life, which is also insane. And it's paid itself off tenfold, and now I have people around my community asking me to help fix their cars. So I'm making more money on top of that. It's a lost trade.
Leave it to Electrify America to leave me stuck here for over 25 minutes. Look at this. This will not come out of my car. Plugged it in at first. It didn't even register that it's plugged into my car. I even tried to set it up from the inside. Still did not register. And it's stuck in here. I pressed the eject button, you guys. Nothing happens. I called the number.
Wow.
They said to troubleshoot it, to do all the things. Did you not? I've tried everything. I'm going to rip this off my freaking... Oh my God. Mercedes is about to hear it from me. Look, I'm doing it right. You press the button and it comes out. That doesn't work. You press this button right here and it's supposed to come out. And it doesn't come out. Look, the screen even went away. It's just over it. Oh, plug in first? Babe, I did. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Everyone keeps taking up all the other chargers, so even if I do get this out, I can't even charge my car.
Like that.
It's also currently 90 degrees right now in Florida. I had to sit back inside. Do you guys see, like, oh, I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm in my scrubs. I literally just stopped to charge my car.
He's missing work because of this.
Oh my God.
On a brand new
Also,
car.
my hand is right here because I'm covering my work logo right now, but I am so annoyed. I literally want to leave. I'm gonna call Mercedes again, see if they can try to walk me through this, because I'm losing my patience. I can't even drive it until I unplug it too. Like, it'll tell me right here that car is plugged in. Wait, move. Where is it at? Oh, now it's not even showing me. Okay. Oh, you see right there. Do not forget, charge cable connected. I cannot put my car in drive. Cannot do anything. I'm over it.
I'm going to give you guys a little tip. Anything with a lot of doodads, software, technology, motors, moving parts, the more of that stuff you have, the more problems you are going to experience, whether new or old. I work on a 2003 Mercedes SL 500 for my friend. It's a very old car, 22 years old. Tons of tech and doodads and air pumps and air bladders for the seats to cushion you up. It has cooled seats, heated seats. It has, automatic steering wheel that moves up and down. All that stuff broke. All of it is broken because all the plastic dries up and gets brittle over time and breaks, and then you're left spending hours fixing it or spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars getting it repaired. So the more moving parts you have in a car, the more problems you are going to have down the line. My gas tank would never press Control-Alt-Delete. Literally, that's hysterical. That's absolutely hysterical. Gasoline vehicles would never. Someone goes, did you try turning it on and off or maybe put it in a bag of rice? LMFAO. What's the deal with these plastic upper control arms? So that's another thing we haven't talked about yet. There's no more pride in most manufacturers, in car manufacturers anymore. And they are cutting as many corners as they can to make their overhead that much cheaper. And they're making so many things now out of plastic. Upper control arms or control arms in general out of plastic. That's new to me. Before you guys come hollering at me, I did do research afterwards, and it says it had an aluminum core and it's covered in plastic to prevent it from rusting. That's not a bad idea. And if that's actually how it is, that's not a bad idea. But part of me also believes that the way we're moving, I'm sure they're going to remove that the metal from inside that before you know it. And this is just the first step to getting you there, because now you won't see it, with metal, but they'll tell you it has metal. And then one day it won't have any metal in it and you'll be left stranded. You have water pumps now becoming plastic and tons of interior and and vital engine bay parts becoming plastic. No more do we have rubberized hoses. We have plastic cooling hoses, and the joints are made out of plastic, which get brittle and break over time. And you're going to be left fronting that bill. And these things are just conveniently going to fall apart right after their warranty period ends. It's called planned obsolescence.
Customer states my driver's side exhaust pipe hangs lower than my passenger side.
What car is that? Ford. Another Ford.
44 miles, boys and girls. Let's go look at the window sticker.
$83,000.
This is a Ford Raptor.
$83,000. Wow. Oh, they missed it. They missed the hole.
Huh. That's weird.
Good job, Ford.
Nailed it, Ford.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, fucking nailed it. All that because you couldn't put the fucking bracket on correctly. Nice.
And here's the thing that I start to think about is if they messed up on that, something as simple as just putting the exhaust in correctly, like what other corners were cut? What else did they miss? And what else is wrong with the car that they didn't assemble correctly? You know what I'm saying? Because if they're going to mess up on that little thing, there's a lot more intricate parts within the car, like the engine and the transmission, that if they cut corners on, would be very problematic. 2023 Jeep Wrangler build quality ASMR. It's lovely. What is that? What are we on? Like the 8th or 9th American-made car and like the 4th or 5th Jeep? Again? They're on a roll here.
Let me tell you something. These new Duramaxes are a real piece of shit. I stopped here at the Dollar General, left the truck running, ran in real quick, grabbed a case of water, came back out. The truck's off. Every light on the dash is on. It wouldn't restart. Now it won't turn off. It's still got power. All the lights on the dash are on. So sitting out here waiting on a tow truck.
Nice.
I towed back to the dealership. This is going to be the second time I've had to have it towed back to the dealership that I've been stranded somewhere with it. Only got 11,000 miles on it. I mean, these new ones are just trash.
Oh my gosh.
There it goes.
GMC.
Back to the dealership.
Another American-made car, absolutely horrible, pieces of junk as it turns out. You know, they did have something going for them when they were actually built in America, you know, I don't know, early 2000s, maybe in the 90s. They were actually reliable, solid cars. Not anymore. Modern vehicles are literally for people who don't know how to drive, let alone maintain a vehicle. Sometimes technology is just too complicated for one's laziness and negligence. Huh. Well, doesn't that make you think? You know, the way the world is going, I've been asking older people, you know, than me. I'm 27 years old. I've been asking people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, how do they view the world? How do they view people? And they have said within like the past 10 years that people are just dumber and lazier. And they've said they've seen it over like the last decade, that it's getting really bad. And it's interesting because apparently they're building these cars because people don't know how to drive or maintain them. So they're making them disposable, and they're making it so that the technology just does everything for you, and you're just going to sit there and play on your phone because everybody's addicted to their cell phones now, not paying attention. So now they have to build cars to drive themselves while you're just distracted. It's crazy.
We bought our new Jeep Grand Cherokee 16 months ago, and in that time, it's been in the shop for 146 days to date, which is over 30% of the time that we've owned it. The rear air suspension failed on it 6 times now. We filed a lemon law case with an attorney, but unfortunately it could take up to a year to get resolved.
Oh
Even though
my
our car
gosh.
far exceeds all the requirements of a lemon law claim, it's a waiting game for Stellantis to respond. This most recent time, our Jeep has been in the shop for over 10 weeks, and this has been the worst experience of all the previous repairs. When we first took it in, the dealership notified us that a special technician from Stellantis was coming out to assess our vehicle. Upon inspection, they noted there was a crack in the subframe. They mentioned that this is
The subframe cracked on a brand new car? Leave it a Jeep. That's a new one for the books.
normal wear and tear, and our warranty would not cover any of the repairs. We went to the dealership to inspect it ourselves and took lots of photos and videos. The dealership was actually on our side, noting that this is not normal wear and tear and that the subframe on a vehicle with under 15,000 miles on it should not have these structural issues when there's no sign of abuse to the vehicle itself. We had to battle with Stellantis for well over a month as they kept telling us this would not be covered by the warranty. I sent our case manager the photos and videos, and we threatened more legal action against them. They all of a sudden decided to reverse their decision and cover the repairs. The total cost for a new subframe and to replace the rear air suspension again was over $13,000 just in parts. That means all the repairs combined have cost Stellantis over $30,000, which is half the price of the car. We're not sure if this failure of the subframe is what's been causing all the issues with our air suspension all along or not. But now that we went ahead and had to buy another car, the Jeep will just sit on our driveway of our RV lot until we get a response from Stellantis, which, given our experience with them, won't be the outcome we're hoping for.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. Did she just say, she did, that it wasn't covered under warranty? That Stellantis denied her warranty. Let that sink into you guys that swear by they'll only buy a new car because you get a warranty. Here you go. Here's another example as to why they will do everything to deny your warranty and not get it approved. 15,000 miles, a brand new Jeep. The subframe cracks, and then Jeep says it's not covered under warranty because it's not regular use. Are you kidding me? And do you know how many times I've heard that if you get any work done outside the dealership, they'll also find a way to deny you? So for example, if you buy a brand new car and then get your air filters and your oil changes and anything else done outside of the dealership at a private repair shop, whatever, or you do it yourself, and you bring it in for whatever warranty work or a problem that may arise, and they don't see the maintenance history that it was done by them, they will fight you tooth and nail. And you have to be, loaded with money and time, like apparently she is, to now be able to buy two cars, have a $300,000 RV, a house, and an RV lot to store all that stuff, to hire an attorney to threaten legal action, and then Stellantis or that dealer will consider honoring their warranty on your car. But it has to go to there. And how many people have the time, the money, the resources to spend hiring and getting an attorney to do all that? Most people don't. That's lovely. Another Jeep. So I had read the comments because some people thought that car was getting repoed, and so did I. Nope, she said it was going back to the dealership because something had broken on the car again or stopped working, and now it needs to go get more repair work under warranty. Jeep, baby. I just have a question. Can you please do a video or multiple videos on good used cars for as much models as possible for someone who's looking for their first car, BMW, Ford, etc.? I wanted to put this comment in here because I have a second channel where I do how-to videos fixing cars, and a lot of you guys have this question and have been commenting, what reliable used cars are there out there? And there's a general consensus of reliable used cars, but any reliable used car can be unreliable if it's not maintained, if that makes sense. And if you don't do your research homework, get the car pre-purchase inspected beforehand, you could end up with a junk car that's going to break down. So I had this idea that maybe to help you guys out, I know it's crazy, but maybe I will make videos buying used cars, being as transparent as possible, fixing them up, putting all the new components on them that might need to be fixed, and then selling them, to you guys. Let's say I go buy a car for $5,000. I fix everything wrong with it. It's all good. And then I sell it for, I don't know, what I paid for it, plus the parts. And I make YouTube videos on it so you guys can see all the work being done. and I sell it to you guys. Would there be enough people interested that are looking for nice used cars? I'll buy Mazdas and Toyota 4Runners and Toyota RAV4s and maybe all these cars that I consider reliable, and I'll fix them up and make them good and then sell them off to you guys if you guys are interested. Let me know. We will train and go. We'll try and go train it. Find any more that you like. I think I like those like I sent you, though, especially because they get 35 miles per gallon. That's over 10 more than this car. But I want the hybrid calligraphy with at least 20-inch rims and all-wheel drive. Jeez. My husband. What is that, a Range Rover? No, that's a Hyundai.
to kingdom come. Cause my mother told me as a child, boy, don't play around with fire, cause you might just end up getting burned.
2025 Honda Santa Fe Hybrid.
So I always try my best, but there's some lessons hard for me to learn. Like good boys don't play with bad girls.
My husband said today we weren't born with a silver spoon, but have worked hard enough to buy our own, if that isn't the truth. And it's sad because they just threw all their money away into a brand new car that's going to lose like 20% of its value in the next 2 years. And I guarantee that car is going to break down constantly. Hyundai has a horrible reputation, a 10-year warranty, which is because it constantly breaks down on powertrain and engines and stuff like that. They're going to fight you tooth and nail on the warranty stuff. And it's going to spend more time at the dealership getting repaired than you are actually going to drive it. And making a monthly payment and buying a depreciating asset brand new are a great way to keep you middle class or in poverty and in debt, because it's just a terrible financial decision. See, that's the problem, is people think that, that by buying big, flashy things and showing off their riches and their wealth is like a flex. When true wealth is saving your money, not caring about what other people think, and buying what makes the most sense. You want to protect your investments and your wealth, not go buy things that depreciate tenfold in 2 years. That thing's going to cost like $60K and it's going to be worth $30K in 2 or 3 years. This is the comment that they left. We just bought a Traverse, yet here we are again. Yeah, Chevy Traverse, those are junkers too. Like, they're not doing any research on the cars. When I tell you this man does whatever it takes to take care of us, it's what I mean. I'm only posting this video because I truly feel like these are slept on. They're slept on because they're terrible. While researching third-row SUVs, it was so hard to find one that wasn't above $70,000, had good gas mileage, and had all the mom things. This is it, and I hope this video finds a mama looking for a new mom car just like I was. Why are we not buying used cars? Why not just buy a very reliable Toyota Sienna? You never hear about them breaking down. You can get the hybrid version, and you'd never have an issue with it. I know why, because it's not bougie, it's not fancy. They don't have quilted seats with 7,000 doodads and tons of software and touchscreens. That's why, because that's what people buy now. There's zero thought into any of this anymore. LOL, can only imagine the amount of debt you people are in, worried about showing up to practice in the newest and nicest things, keeping up with the Joneses, for what? Yeah, I mean, that was pretty harsh, but a lot of that is true with the overwhelming majority of people that car shop nowadays. Someone said, went from one unreliable vehicle to another. Amazing no one does any research before buying. Like we've been talking about constantly, nobody does the correct research on buying new cars, or any car for that matter. It's only about like these silly things. Heated seats, cooled seats, is it automatic seats? Does it have a sunroof? Does it have a moonroof? Does it have touchscreen, Apple CarPlay? Like, these are like the little sham things that should come afterwards. The main thing is reliability, maybe MPG, and just like engine quality and build quality and stuff like that. And then you can get all your little gadgets and doodads, which sometimes you can even add extra. Like, I put an aftermarket Apple CarPlay in the 2010 Mazda 3 that I have, and it's phenomenal. It's amazing. Everyone in the world knows not to buy a Chevy Traverse. Get a Toyota Grand Highlander or a Honda Pilot. The new Santa Fe is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Girl, you're driving that damn toaster around. LOL.
Hi, so if you know me, I've been driving around my 2002
Oh, I love it.
Toyota RAV4 since 2017.
200, what did that say? Let me go back. 265,000 miles on it. Don't worry, I'm keeping her. Good, because that car is a diamond in the rough. And those are the cars that I would want to buy for my second channel, fix them up, and then sell it to you guys for a good, transparent, reasonable price. Nothing crazy at all. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments.
Let me just show you a little of the interior. This is how it's looking. I always get water drainage, so in the summers when it rains, sometimes I get mold. And then I have to do the whole cleaning thing. But I know, you're like, Stephanie, why are you buying a new car?
And again, for people to say, oh, that's a problem. Yeah, because she's only treating the symptoms and not actually addressing the problem. Like, she would need to clean out and unclog her, like, sunroof drain or whatever is causing the water to come in. You clean out that area, you clean out the drains, and it wouldn't drain into the car. You'd have no problem. But she isn't doing that, and she's just cleaning up the water once it comes in every single time. Easy fix, again.
But I know, you're like, Stephanie, why are you buying a new car and getting a car payment?
Oh,
well,
a car
I
payment.
eventually want to have a kid, and, I'm just getting ahead and buying my little mom car.
No,
So
a
we
little
started
mom
with a
car.
2-hour
Ugh.
drive away from my city because all the car dealerships around my place are not that good. We spent literally a total of 6 hours negotiating.
I hate that too.
And it was a pain in the butt.
Can't stand it.
But I finally purchased my first new car. And of course, we're sticking with Toyota because it's so reliable.
I agree. I think she did a good job buying and sticking with Lexus. I disagree with her getting away from her, free car that doesn't cost her anything to now hopping into a car payment. I don't know why people can't just save up some money while they have their car and then put that down and buy one outright. I know it's crazy nowadays, but that still can be done, and to avoid paying interest on a car and having a car payment. You want to free up your cash flow every month, not lock up your future salary and future money with guaranteed car payments, because you forget about emergencies that happen in life. Lexus was named the most reliable luxury SUV by Consumer Report, and I love the look of the RX 350. Whatever you do, stay away Mercedes, BMW, unless you want your car constantly in the shop. Someone goes, new BMWs are actually reliable. Older ones aren't that reliable. So people think newer ones aren't, which isn't true. They are kind of costly to maintain, but it will last a long time. And I agree, and I disagree with some of what they are saying. It is, newer BMWs are more reliable within their own, brand. That doesn't mean they're more reliable than like Hondas, Subarus, and Lexus. They aren't by any means whatsoever. So they're only more reliable in terms of BMWs and German cars, but you're still going to be paying thousands of dollars to repair it and maintain it when it does need those services done. And I threw in this article here that I wanted to show with you. For example, like that person was trying to justify their new BMW purchase. My 2020 BMW X5 needs an oil pump at just 63,000 miles. Now I'm facing a $8,000 repair and don't know whether I should keep it or cut my losses. $8,000 repair for ownership on the car is insane for just an oil pump. And oil pumps shouldn't really be failing anyway, but when they make them out of plastic, they fail, which is insane. But that tells you, brand new car, brand new BMW, brand new B58 engine, and the oil pumps are failing, and now you have to pay an $8,000 bill if you're out of the warranty period. That pretty much would buy 2 Mazda 3s that I own. It'd buy 2 of them for the price to just repair the engine. So really do your research when it comes to buying cars. If you want to buy German, you got to pay to play, and you got to have wiggle room and cash. And then if it's a hobby, do whatever you want. But if you are trying to budget, save money, get out of debt, you should not be looking at these cars. You should really consider buying a used, reliable car, getting a pre-purchase inspection, taking care of it, because most people do not do maintenance. They wait till things break to fix it, which is the dumbest thing ever. You need to do preventative maintenance on things, on your health, and on your cars and on things that you like if you want them to last long. Nobody does that anymore. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. And if you haven't seen my part 2 or my part 1 of this series, definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.